What's up, everybody? It's Judith Aco. You're listening to Mad Love. Let's get into it. So, yeah, it's December the 12th. Time is moving fast. Last night's game was interesting. The Atlanta Falcons came back and won, and it was kind of cool to see Kirk Cousins have a good game. I fell asleep on it because it was a raggedy game. I mean, Atlanta must have they got like 10 or 12 penalties while I was still watching it. I mean, they just got tons of penalties. It was so frustrating to watch, which means they're undisciplined. And so I'm not sure. Um, I mean, I don't have any issues with Raheem Morris, and I'm not a huge Atlanta Falcons fan. So I'm not super invested, but they have so much talent and they almost never seem to be able to go to the next level. I think in my memory, they've been to the Super Bowl like twice. There was the one where they really got blown out, the Dirty Birds, and then the one where Devontae Freeman missed that block, uh, and that allowed all the momentum to swing to the Patriots, and they came back and won. But I can't remember when that was. I don't even remember. Yeah, it's the Matt Ryan years. Yeah, they just can't seem to be great. But they have always have like so many talented players like Kyle Pitts, uh, Drake London when he comes back. Um, let's see, you know, I think they thought they were drafting somebody. I mean, thought they were trading for big time play from Kirk Cousins. I don't think they traded for him. I think he just signed in the off season and he got injured. But he was very good last night against a very stout, tough Tampa defense. And Tampa's good. They had their throwback jerseys on, but I think they're like a player or two away from being great. And it's not. Oh man, sorry for the yawn. Sorry. Um, I have been awake for hours and haven't yawned. Tampa's good, but they're like a couple. I don't know. I can't put my finger on what they're missing. Baker and Mike Evans obviously have a strong connection. They have a great receiver core. I think Patrick Mahomes would love that receiver core. It's got to be a piece that I don't think about a lot. Their defense seems good. Maybe it's an O-line issue. It's something going on. But when Baker gets back there and launches it, he really can throw. Um, they might need. I know their good tight end is injured, but they might need one more receiver who can separate, but that might be because uh they don't have another tight end. They need to invest in dual tight ends like I think most teams now have two great tight ends. Like Buffalo has two good tight ends. I think Detroit might want to get another good tight end since Laporta got hurt. But anyway, I'm just nerding out on football. It was an entertaining, competitive game, and guess what? It made the Carolina Panthers number one in their division. I think that's what the NFC South. Good for them. So anyway, that's I don't really have a ton that's on my mind today. I think it's an exciting day, you know. Again, every day I ask you guys, I say this prayer every day. Um, you know, uh, I say a revised Ho'oponopono prayer, and I ask God to deliver us from evil. I think everybody should do that. Deliver us from evil, God, seen and unseen, forces known and unknown. It's so important. I think everybody should do that because we are indeed in some sort of spiritual warfare, and I'm not sure why people can't see it. I mean, evil is just being revealed. And again, I'm not sure why people would defend Puffy, but I've seen Cedric the Entertainer defend him without having seen the documentary. It's just like, I just think, it's like, said, come on. Why would you even say some shit like that? You have a wife, you have daughters. His only issue is it was bad that he beat up Cassie, but all the drugging and the raping, I guess, is fine. And then Marlon Wayans is getting into it with 50. I don't Marlon, obviously Marlon has some sort of, I think he has a transgender child, which is, if you looked at the numbers of celebrities with transgender kids, you'd be shocked because it's a lot. Um, his daughter had the surgery and is now a boy. Okay, so he does all this supporting of this child, but because he started going at fifth, somebody released all these blind items on Marlon having being bisexual, which isn't shocking to me. People who I always thought that he seemed, and I like Marlon Wayans. He is a good, I don't know him personally. I met him at a party once and he sat next to me and I made him laugh and he was like, haha, you're funny. And I was like, I know. No, I think I said thanks. But I don't care that he's bisexual. It's just like he's gone through, if he is allegedly, he's gone through a lot of hoops to try to hide it. And so, people are like, well, could this be why you're defending him? Because you were at Puffy's parties? And they just have all these items on him. And I hope they're not true, but not because I care that he's bisexual, but because, like, seriously, don't start picking fights with people like 50. He is so petty, and the people who love 50 are petty too. So, like, seriously, somebody's like, oh, you're defending Puffy. And then he goes, oh, I'm not defending him. You just shouldn't kick a man when he's down. Well, when should we kick him? Because he kicked Cassie, he didn't care if she was down. And that's just the one time it was caught on tape. Can you imagine what these people would be saying if there were no videos of him being abusive? And let's be honest, I said it yesterday and I stand on it. A lot of these people are being drugged and attacked. And yes, they're hanging around him because he's their boss. And they want to get paid and they want to get their career off the ground and they want to be famous. And this guy was promising people the world and he was never planning on delivering. He wanted to have these sex parties and spread other men's semen on his nipples, which is just blood. What are we doing here? And it's fine that you do whatever it is that you want to do. Just get consent to do it. Okay? I don't, that ain't my cup of tea and I don't want to see that. But, you're allowed to do what you want to do as long as it's between consenting adults. But you can't give your consent when you knocked out cold. I mean, I thought I'd heard it all with Bill Cosby, but it was like, that's just the tip of the iceberg, honey. Wait, just hold on. God was like, hold my beer. Because we got a Puffy situation that's going to really blow your mind. And it's like, how is this difficult for people? Just because you don't want to talk about it. What if you found out somebody you love was one of his victims? Would you take his word over your loved one? I just don't get it. I don't get how we can be apathetic about people getting drugged and raped and having all kinds of things done to them without their consent. It's not even against their will. If you're knocked out cold, you know, it's without your consent. And the fact that we have a hard time believing that people can be victimized to that degree and that actually happens, that just lets you know that that's the problem. We need to start there. Some things should be automatically upsetting and like that's a hard no. That makes you wonder if people really have made these agreements with folks. Well, that's just part of getting in the club. I wanted my own TV show, so I just did what I had to do. Oh, okay. If it is not a shock that I am sitting in St. Louis, not famous, not having done a movie. And I'm sorry. I have talent. I know that I was talented. I knew I was talented when I was out there. And I just never got comfortable. I thought the energy was off. I felt like it was sinister. And now I know why. You know, I'm not any despite all the things I've been through, it's not like my personality is dark or anything. I'm not a victim, and you can't talk to me a certain way, and I might be manipulated initially, but I'm not gonna go for like going to your hotel room or devil worship or nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Like even at 21, I was like, wait, this doesn't sound right, or this doesn't feel right. See, that's the thing. That's how you have to be able to live beyond your senses. You can feel evil. I have been in the presence of dark, evil energy. I know that. And I felt it. And I was uncomfortable. And I was like, oh, ooh, I want out of here. Um, yeah, that's just how I live my life. But you also have to have discernment. And you have to allow your intuition to lead you. And maybe I was wrong, and maybe I might have embarrassed myself or whatever. I don't care. If I felt like I was in danger, I was going to get the fuck out, and I didn't care if it hurt your feelings. You know, I'd rather live to laugh about it later than die thinking, oh, yeah, this person's normal and healthy, and he raped me, or he chopped me up in little bits. You know, who wants to wake up dead? So that's my stance. We're in a spiritual war, and it went from being underground to being right in our faces. There is a strong chance that Puffy has murdered or been a part of many, many murders. I've said it for years, allegedly, on this podcast. Uh, People, if you think about it, I called this like 3 years ago. I just started being like, I think he's going to get some charges. And he did, but that was just a glancing blow. They just wanted his blackmail operation. And can you imagine when the blackmail started to turn into all of this porn with him and his girlfriend having 3 days sex freak offs or whatever? It's like whoever put him up to this was probably like, we need to deactivate this dude because we not. I don't want to watch all this just to try to catch a senator or somebody I can blackmail. And they got it. They got it. They got a lot of blackmail. And I think this world runs on blackmail. I really do. And there are some incriminating things out here. And there are probably a lot of people who've been victimized. And spiritually, these people don't worship the Lord. There was a time when Puff was walking around with like 4 crucifix chains made out of diamonds. That lets you know right there, you up to no good. Why you need that much redemption? What are you doing? And are you really praying to the same God the rest of us are praying to? I think a lot of these people worship the devil and they just don't want to tell us until they started telling us, till they started making music videos where they're grinding on the devil and dressing up like the devil. And I mean, it's gotten out of control. People are overly identifying with evil. And yeah, I think all of that's going to come to an end. I know people think I'm naive or whatever, and they're just saying, well, AI is evil and AI is coming for us and AI is going to end up. Do you understand that these tech people, they're the ones really running the government in my mind. All these billionaires that you saw at Trump's thing, Trump is a puppet. I think even his staunch supporters like Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, these people started to see like, oh, we got duped. He's a con man, and he is. There's a episode on Netflix. I think it was called The Long Con. It was their dirty money, their dirty. They had a series, and one of them was dedicated to Donald Trump, and it was very good, very well done. And it was called like The Long Con or The Con Man or something. And it was fantastic. And he is that. He is the dirty money guy. He is for sale. And anybody who couldn't see it is just naive. And I think all of this is going to come to a screeching halt because people are waking up and they're taking their energy and their lives back. Turn the television off. It is brainwashing you. They got they they know what you want to watch. They feed you a steady diet of it, and uh, you're going to wind up fat, sick, and dead watching TV on your couch because that's how they control you. Just wake up, live your best life, get outside into the real world, go for coffee with a friend, go to a movie. Maybe don't go to a movie because right now I don't think they're making great movies. I think they're making psyops because everything's a comic book or a military film. Go watch an old movie, some a romance. Aren't you all afraid they don't even make romantic comedies anymore? Meg Ryan wouldn't have a career in 2025. There's some actress right now who would be great in rom-coms, except they don't make rom-coms. All of this has to collapse, and all of it is collapsing. And instead of being afraid, just say thank God, because that means it can get good again. Because we can rebuild it and build it better. We can build it more inclusively. We can build it more, and all these words shouldn't be weaponized. Inclusive shouldn't be weaponized. You know, we can build it back better. We can be better. Just ask to be delivered from evil and watch it get exposed. So that I say it every day. Deliver us from evil. I say the Ho'oponopono prayer, and then I say, deliver us from evil, and watch it get revealed to you every day because it's just been out here playing in our faces. And we're better than that, and we deserve better than that. We deserve to be in charge of our own lives, living happily and free and having good days, not being corrupted by governments and power hungry weirdos. Because I'm beginning to think that's really what's out here, a bunch of men who are power hungry and sex weirdos. I'm looking at you, Mike Johnson. Have a great day and a great weekend.